On September 12, 2023, a Douglas County deputy spotted a blue Dodge Challenger with dark tint cruising down Interstate 20. The driver initially pulled over like he was going to comply, but the moment the trooper stepped out, that V8 roared to life. The driver slammed the gas and the high-speed chase was on through Georgia. Even though the Challenger had a huge head start and plenty of horsepower, the trooper didn't back down. He stayed locked in, closing the distance fast. The Georgia trooper executed a flawless pit maneuver, pure GSP precision, sending the Challenger spinning into the cable barrier, but the driver still wasn't done.
Hands up! 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 Get on the ground! Get on the ground! On the ground! On the ground! On the ground!
The driver, 42-year-old Jeffrey Oliver Williams of Mississippi, jumped out and ran into the woods but didn't make it far. Once caught, troopers found 25,000 ecstasy pills containing meth worth over $400,000. Williams was charged with felony fleeing, drug trafficking, obstruction, and more. That excuse, "The car isn't mine," didn't save him. He got 10 years in state prison and 20 years of probation to think about that small crime that turned into a very big one. On December 31st, 2021, Georgia State Patrol Trooper Zachary Walker saw a black Lexus blow through a red light in Savannah. He tried to stop it for the violation, but the moment the blue lights came on, Jackery Rivers floored it. The GSP locked on and the chase tore through city streets as Rivers ran stop signs and drove on the wrong side of the road.
Taking a left,
Since it was just past midnight, traffic was almost gone, giving Rivers the freedom to push 110 miles per hour through Savannah's narrow streets. For a while, it looked like he had open road and pure luck on his side, until he met the one car that changed everything.
roll over 1050 with a pedestrian, roll over.
The Prius struck the Lexus, sending it flipping several times before landing upside down, completely totaled. Rivers crawled out injured, and troopers found $20,000 in cash and a loaded Glock with an extended mag inside. As a convicted felon, he was hit with charges for felony fleeing, firearm possession, reckless driving, and DUI refusal, crimes that could earn him up to 10 years in prison. On May 30th, 2021, Corporal Youngblood with the Georgia State Patrol spotted a street racer blasting down Interstate 75 North at over 100 miles per hour. This wasn't his first run-in that night. He'd already outrun another GSP trooper just a few hours earlier. When Youngblood hit the lights, the racer doubled down, turning a late-night joyride into another high-stakes pursuit through Atlanta.
It's a blue, I can't tell if it's a Honda or a small BMW. 85 northbound. Passenger through. Hold on.
The racer pushed his car past 140 miles per hour, weaving through traffic, using the emergency lane, and even cutting his headlights to vanish in the dark. But when the Georgia State Patrol is after you twice in one night, you're just begging for trouble. With multiple GSP units and a helicopter joining the chase, the street racer's luck was burning out fast.
We just 1050 with a car at Rockwood and Rockwood Drive. 1050 with a car, cars. We just had one the other way. He's still going on Rockwood. I got to get him behind him now. We're taking that off the foot. Right on the church, we'll take you 1050 next time. I got him there. I got him with him.
Pursuit tore through city streets until the racer lost control and slammed into a curb, destroying the car. He bailed out barefoot, dodged a taser, and disappeared into the dark. But troopers found his phone, open beer, and shoes inside. Once identified, the street racer faced felony fleeing and reckless driving, charges that could land him up to 5 years in prison. On December 17, 2021, in Paulding County, Georgia, 31-year-old Isaiah Frank was flying down Hiram Sudi Road at 84 miles per hour in a 45 zone. With his 5-year-old daughter, Jada, strapped in the back seat, he chose to gamble her safety just to avoid a traffic stop.
684 Powell, and I'm fixing to be 1080. Hiram Sudi headed to Bill Carruthers, Blue Mustang, White Racing Stripes, 1080. Bad 1050 in the school bus, bad 1050 in the school bus. Hands up!
Putting his daughter in danger wasn't enough. Frank pushed it further. He lost control during the chase, slammed into the back of a school bus full of kids, and crashed into a ditch. Troopers found a loaded Glock near the driver's seat and 5-year-old Jada still in the back. She was safely pulled from the wreck and taken to the hospital to be checked out. 2 kids on the bus were also hurt.
Jump right here. You got anything on me? Gonna poke, stick me, stab me, anything like that?
Frank was charged with felony fleeing, reckless driving, and gun possession, facing years in prison for turning a traffic stop into a crash scene full of children. On July 21, 2022, deputies in Turner County, Georgia, tried pulling over a speeding Toyota Corolla on I-75. Behind the wheel was 28-year-old Javont Davis from Ohio. Instead of stopping, Davis floored it while his own children sat inside the car. Davis was so reckless that 5 more units had to join the chase. Even after being hit with pit maneuvers several times, he fought back, slamming into patrol cars while weaving through traffic at dangerous speeds. Meanwhile, his children were trapped in the middle of his selfish run.
There's a child in the back seat, so we're going to have to do a roll right here. Get up against it. Get my call. Now. I'm 22.
Deputies finally used a pit on the Corolla and boxed it in. When they tried pulling him out, they had to smash the car window. And inside, Davis was calmly smoking pot, the same way he had been the entire chase. He was sentenced to 8 years in Georgia, and after that, he'll be extradited to Ohio to face up to 14 more years for armed robbery. On February 1st, 2025, Atlanta PD's Zone 4 Crime Suppression Unit noticed a vehicle linked to an armed robbery in Hapeville. The car stopped for a moment, then peeled out. The ACE unit took over and the chase was on across southwest Atlanta.
All right, we're southbound, stand by for a second.
So you're southbound Federal. Radio attempted pit. We're still southbound. All right, we're going to be in front of the Georgia International Convention Center. Show our name. 16 alcohol. 16 alcohol. Show our name. 16 alcohol. 16 alcohol.
The suspects pushed the vehicle hard, weaving through traffic, but the ACE unit executed a precise pit maneuver. The car spiraled out of control, rolling and sliding to a stop. One suspect bolted on foot while the other stayed behind, trapped by the wreck.
Where you got him? Hey, get the fuck out! Get the fuck out!
Police quickly arrested 34-year-old Datavius Waller and 34-year-old Juwan McKinnon after the crash. The two were turned over to Hapeville police, who charged them in connection with the armed robbery. In Georgia, that crime alone carries 10 to 20 years in prison, and after a high-speed pursuit on top of it. Arkansas state troopers are famous for their deadly pit maneuver and no-mercy mentality, but Georgia troopers aren't far behind. On January 19, 2023, 35-year-old Amy Humans Paget made the mistake of running from GSP in a white Nissan Murano with a shattered rear window. What began as a reckless escape through yards and crowded streets was about to spiral into a crash that would cost her everything.
It's a white Nissan Murano, tall metal John 712 TAJ 712.
Just ran from Chapel.
This vehicle just 1080 from Chapel.
Did you initiate?
We're 1080. Don't worry about who initiated. We're trying to chase this car right now. Go. Okay. Get some
Report back to your primary thing.
Hold on. Just let it go for a second. We want to get a little bit more speed before we try to hit this thing. Don't try to hit it this way. I know we're safe here on this side.
At 98
Try to get behind it.
4843 Highway 80.
There you go, you idiots. Hold on. Stop. Slow down. Let me get past. Okay, go. Get on the side. We're setting up the pit. 204 eastbound. Hit it. There you go, hit it. Stop. Okay, hold on. Get in the middle of the road. Hit it. There you go, hit it. Stop. Okay, hold on. Get in the middle of the road.
Trooper Cadet Nusal lined up at high speed and hit a ruthless pit. The Murano smashed into a concrete median and violently overturned, crushing metal and scattering debris across road. It was the kind of precision strike that shows why Georgia troopers are almost as feared as Arkansas. Paget wasn't wearing a seatbelt and was ejected from the SUV. EMS rushed in as troopers secured the scene, but her injuries were too severe. She later died at the hospital. On April 6, 2024, Georgia State Patrol got a bolo for a black Nissan, wanted for felony shoplifting out of Locust Grove. Trooper Williams spotted it on Interstate 75 northbound and moved in to confirm the tag. When the lights came on, Haley Bott slammed the gas, and the GSP locked on as the chase roared through Henry County.
Attempted to pit, they still rolling. We in coming up on the 231, they're going towards the right lane.
Everyone attempted to continue.
Coming up on the 235.
Bott weaved across lanes, ripped through the emergency lane, and even forced cars off the interstate. With traffic thinned out, she pushed the Altima past 110 miles per hour, thinking she could outrun the Georgia State Patrol.
They taking the 285, they taking 285. Getting off at the 285.
285.
For officer in the shoulder, still going towards 285, going west 285.
1041, 285.
Pit. Start 52.
Trooper Williams performed a pit maneuver, sending the Altima into both concrete walls before coming to rest completely totaled. Bott's knee was shattered, leaving her stuck in the driver's seat, unable to move, while troopers arrested her partner in crime outside the car.
Get down on your knees.
She now faces felony fleeing, reckless driving, and false tag charges. Up to 10 years in prison, a broken knee, a wrecked car, and 10 years behind bars, all for a shoplifting spree. On October 15, 2022, Georgia State Patrol Trooper Freeman was cruising along Interstate 20 when a black Mercedes-Benz blew past doing 98 miles per hour in a 70 zone. The driver, Malik Bradford, had 2 passengers and apparently zero common sense. When the blue lights came on, he refused to stop. And once the mighty Georgia troopers lock on, the outcome is never in your favor. Bradford lost control, slid off the highway, and smashed into power lines and a junction box. The Mercedes was completely totaled, and the smell inside was stronger than an alcohol factory. Looked like they'd been partying until the blue lights interrupted it. Troopers found 5 empty liquor bottles and a half-finished tequila inside. Bradford reeked of booze, his eyes bloodshot, his words slurred. He was charged with felony fleeing, DUI, reckless driving, and speeding, facing up to 8 years in prison. On May 31st, 2022, Georgia State Patrol jumped in to help Haralson County deputies chasing a green Honda speeding east on Interstate 20 from Alabama. The driver, Lenny Davis Brown, had no tag and a history of running. Just last week, he ditched deputies and tossed out drugs mid-chase. And this time he chose the wrong state to run and the wrong car to do it in. Brown pushed that Honda to over 100 miles per hour, slicing through traffic, brushing past a pickup and a semi like he had a death wish. He was seconds away from disaster. The pit sent the Honda flying off the road in a violent crash that totaled the car. Brown tried to crawl out, but he'd broken multiple bones from the impact. Deputies pulled him out and called EMS before hauling him to jail. Now he's facing up to 10 years in prison for felony fleeing and reckless driving, all because he thought a Honda could survive a Georgia State Patrol pit. On February 28, 2025, Atlanta police got a call about a vehicle break-in where suspects pulled guns on the victim. A citywide bolo went out, and the ACE unit spotted the getaway car on Interstate 20 eastbound. When officers tried to stop it, the driver hit the gas, and the chase was on.
We'll be in pursuit 20 eastbound. 50-1, copy. What does traffic look like? Traffic medium, speeds right now 71, 16 setting up for a pit.
Turns out these suspects were teens, but they were dangerous and well armed. As they sped down the interstate, they started tossing guns out the windows to ditch evidence.
Medium traffic. Pit. Pit.
Send it, Jazz, I got it. Send it. Second pit. Stand by, box in. They're throwing guns out. Box them. Watch up, Jazz.
The teens were pulled out at gunpoint and arrested on the spot, but the real crime here wasn't the robbery or the gun, it was their names. They sounded more like they were forming a boy band, not a smart criminal group.